Well, good evening, friends. I have to say, 2020 really has been one hell of a year. Umpteen strains of COVID now found across the globe. Spikes spiking all over the place. People getting sick left, right and centre. And it's just one big, never-ending, depressing mess. I'm sick of it, quite frankly. Sick of being stuck in the house with no option to do anything. Sick of having to wear these masks day in, day out at work. Now we need to wear them throughout the work day. I need to wear these masks constantly. I know how the doctors and nurses are going to feel. Not good. And they've been doing it for a hell of a lot longer than I have. Not being able to see friends, family, loved ones, nothing. Turn up to your work though. You can run around your colleagues all you like, but family and friends, forget it. Quite frustrating. Anyway, this is my top 10 games of the year. My top picks from January to December 2020. We'll get started round about now, shall we? Right, so the first game I'm going to bleat about today is Resident Evil 3 Remake. Now, I was actually having a hard time concocting a top 10 games of whatever, because I tend to just play the same old shit I play every year. I'll alternate it between like a Skyrim or a Fallout or something like that, and then I'll throw in a couple of new games for about 2 hours. Apart from the new Assassin's Creed, I've got about 62 hours out of that beast. But I'll talk about that later, right, if I can be bothered. So I think Resident Evil 3 Remake gets a bit of a bad rap. It's a terrible remake, but it's a bloody good game. Yes, it takes some liberties with, well, most of the more interesting parts of the original game. Nemesis is cool. I like his intro in the game. I like how that all starts differently, but he's just a bit of a damp squib when it comes to the rest of the title. In this game, and I'm sorry there will be spoilers throughout. I should maybe mention that in the intro actually. There'll be spoilers throughout each of these titles because I've finished them or come very close to finishing them. Anyway, so Nemesis gets a bit of a raw deal in the remake. He doesn't actually manage to kill a single STARS member. He beats Jill up quite soundly actually. He got a fucking absolute kicking at the start of the game. Pit through walls and fucking smashed the doors, and she gets a bit of a kicking at the start of the game. But then in the original he kills Brad in front of the police station, and that doesn't happen anymore. Instead, Jill tries to run him over with a car. I don't know what the fuck she was thinking when that happened, but here we are. And he manages to shoot down a helicopter. Now, he does shoot down a helicopter in the original, but it was at the clock tower. That part of the game has been scaled back to just a boss. It's an arena boss fight, that's it. I'm a bit gutted about that. That could have been a major source of, being an amazing remake and an amazing upgrade, and we get sewers again, and I thought, oh, sewers? Why the fuck are there sewers in this? I don't remember sewers being in the original. It's just, they gloss over an awful lot to sort of shine a light on other things that just aren't quite as interesting. I like the new design for Nemesis. When he gets damaged, he'll start to mutate and change. I do actually really like that. He's just not quite as... He's not as intimidating because he doesn't manage to kill Brad. Brad gets bit in the hand by a zombie at the start of the game, and that's it. He turns, and you end up shooting him as Carlos later on outside of the RPD. Why not have the Nemesis show up there? I mean, he could have been bitten. Didn't have to turn. Oh, he's been bitten. Is that him? Indeed. Let the people playing the game like myself think, oh, could that have actually killed him? And then he turns up. He's still bitten. He's like, oh, I don't feel too well, right? And then Nemesis just jumps him and fucking smashes his head in. And then Carlos is like, what the fuck is this thing? Again, big bastard! And he starts fucking shooting it, and you could have had like a Nemesis boss fight with Carlos, because I'm pretty sure Nemesis, at the point in time of somebody attacking him, won't differentiate between them and a STARS member. So you could have had like a boss battle or a chase sequence through the RPD. I'm just firing things out. I want things to be a little bit different, but I also want them to be mostly familiar. I don't mind if the sequence of things or how you visit each place changes throughout the game, but just having the stuff there, and there's other things missing. The park is missing, the Dead Factory is missing. We've now got Nest 2, and you're like, oh, really? Nest is a little too close to Hive for my liking. They're both 4-letter words. No. H-I-V-E. Yes, it is a 4 fucking letter word, you tit. I'm going to leave that in to show you how stupid I can really be. Then you've got Nest, and it's too close to Hive, it's too close to the Resident Evil movies. This reminds me of the Resident Evil movies. Capcom, what the fuck are you doing reminding me of a Resident Evil movie that was... well, it was okay, but the whole series as a whole was pig shit, and I hate Paul Wankstain Anderson for ruining that for all of us. And now I think they're going to ruin it again with another remake of the movie. We've now got, I don't know, miscast cast members, put it that way. Some are okay, some I'm like, I just don't see it. I don't fucking see it. Anyway, I think this game does get a bit of a bad crack because it's just compared to the original, and you know what, that's kind of unavoidable because it is Resident Evil 3 remake. It's not Resident Evil 3.5. It's not Resident Evil companion piece to the original game. It is a full-on remake, but it's not a remake because, well, in the irony circle of things, and how ironic this is the best example of a remake is actually Resident Evil Remake 1 that was released in the GameCube, and then everything else under the fucking sun. So Resident Evil 1 Remake is the best example because it expands upon the original and it keeps everything that was in the original there as well. Why could they not? I mean, even Resident Evil 2 Remake is guilty of this to a lesser degree, more so in the this A and B scenarios are just exactly the same. So bad, so bad. They removed the train bit. It's got a name, can't remember the name of it, begins with a fucking something, Jobby. You know what I'm saying, you know the bit I'm talking about with the lift and the train, and they go and it goes down and then you fight Birkin. The fight with Birkin there on that platform with the train is there, it's just the over, the upside, the fucking street level bit is completely missing, and I don't understand why. I don't get it. I like the redesign of the plant monsters. They are completely different from the original. They look a lot more like just like zombies with, you know, plankton on them, so it's kind of lazy, but they're still kind of cool and kind of frightening. Yeah, so that was from Resident Evil 2 Remake, by the way. I can't remember if they were in fucking Resident Evil 3 Remake. No one cares. No one cares because Capcom, and this just seems to be the theme of the gaming industry, is they were too content in just shoving it out the door. Although it wasn't a buggy mess, the game was perfectly playable and it was fun over about 3 or 4 hours, but it's like, oh, I know the original game was short as well, so, but that was like, what, 20 years ago? 1998, I think Resident Evil 3 came out. Where's a remake of Code Veronica, Capcom? Anyway, I've rambled enough pish about this. It's a good game in its own merit. Take it at its own merit. Take it at face value. Pretend it's not a remake of 3. Pretend it is an alternative timeline companion piece to 3. You'll enjoy it. The acting is sublime. The graphics are great. Gorgeous. Everything about it is good apart from the remake part. And with that I will move on to the next game. Well, good morning, Kiddywinks. It is 10:35 in the morning. I am waiting to go to my work. So I thought I'd pump this out into your ear holes, which will make no sense because by the time you actually hear this long ass video, it will be much later on, because this is a top 10 video. I'm going to do it in sections. So we're going to talk about Cyberpunk 2077 again. It's a funny old game. It's such a shame that it released in such an absolute state, like the worst state in the world. Like, I don't know, Detroit. That's not a state, it's a city. You know what I mean? Crap. I mean, it probably released in a state not unlike LA is right now. A shithole with shit running down the streets. Can't be that bad, surely. Can't be that bad, surely. And the keen-eared and eyed of you will notice that I say everything twice that's got some sort of, you know, impact, you know? Some sort of impact. There's 3 times for you. But I played Cyberpunk on the Series X, and it was pretty good. It had stutters. It was like a conversation in a bar or a restaurant or something. The animation for getting in and out the seat would be a bit all over the shop. It'd fucking jitter and judder and jump and stutter, and you'd have people not so much walking across the floor but hoovering, just like a Dalek would hoover. It was a bizarre time for us all. And then you get the CEO of CDPR lying about the state of the game on the Xbox One and the PS4 base machines. It's like, that's absolutely fine, gentlemen. I don't know what you're moaning about. My god, the game's going to be fantastic, and it still managed to sell 13 million copies. You know, there's a lot of goodwill with CDPR, but I'm not sure that'll be the case now. I think that'll be flushed down the lavy. But apparently it was the investors that pushed for the game's release in the first place, so I don't know what their fucking problem is, to be quite honest with you. Alright, the guy lied. He probably just lied to get you off his back, but you're like, go on and release it. It's fucking, we need to get this out. The stocks are tanking. Mr. whatever his fucking name is, something Polish, right? We'll call him Geralt, right? Because I don't know. Mr. Geralt, get this game out here now, ya penis. You know, like, fucking, no, it's not quite ready yet, but it's working okay, but better than expected, you know. What was I wonder? I'm still wondering what the fuck he was comparing this to, the SNES version of Doom. Aye, compared to that, it's running great, like fucking amazing. But it's like, you know, it's like comparing a nicely crafted cheese sandwich with some ham. Maybe a wee bit of fresh tomato if you're into that. With a jobby. Aye. So they're now suing him, even though they wanted it out, but they lied. So it's, you know, it's one big circle of poo, and it's everyone's to blame here. Really, everybody is. You know, you push folk too far, they're going to just say anything to get you off their back, and then when it does blow up in your face, you're going to try and sue them. Get a grip. Get a fucking grip. These investors really need to take a wee course, a wee education in how the games industry works. Can't they just throw money at something and hope it, well, I'll be fine? No, it doesn't work like that. It takes time to craft something. You can't have something rushed and have it be a quality product. It doesn't work that way. You're either willing to take the time to make it good, make it as perfect as you can get it, or you don't, and you rush a half-baked jobby out the door. Half-baked is when it's got hard and runny bits, and nobody wants that. So when it rips your hole coming out, then all that hot jobby sauce makes it sting even more, do you know what I mean? And this is where we are. I haven't even talked about the fucking game. I've just been talking about the controversies for 4 or 5 fucking minutes. Jesus. Right, so what will I say about the game then? It works sometimes. I mean, you're not getting popped 300 metres in the opposite direction when you try to jump through a window. It's great. But it's also quite repetitive, because I've noticed that just about every job is the same. It's like, oh, main mission, we'll go here, kill all these people. Or a side mission, go here, kill all these people. A cop mission, go here, kill all those people. I'm just too jaded for the games industry now. I can't do games anymore. I'm just going to quit. I smash my machines into bits with a fucking sledgehammer. I'm going to burn all my games and dance around them like a fucking hippie at a fucking rave. Pagan festival as us. Woo! Do the fucking video game dance, Fanny. Do the video game dance, Fanny! Right, troops, this game's a belter, and it would have been higher on the list had it not been forced DLC for full price. It's Spider-Man Miles Morales. Yay! It's a good game, but it's, like I say, it's DLC. They've forced it onto a disc at gunpoint, and they've made it sell its own arse for full price. In fact, more than full price, depending where you bought it and which version you bought. I got the super duper crappy edition because, of course, and it came with a remaster of Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man in PS4, which is now on PS5. You can't get a physical copy of it because it's a digital download, but you can play the PS4 version of Spider-Man on your PS5. And you can play the PS4 version of Spider-Man Miles Morales on your PS5. Fucking hell, man, it's just hurting my napper a wee bit. What they doing? Hi, Sony's got some great games. They do. They lie to us all. They fucking lie. They're like, oh, Spider-Man Miles Morales. All the shit you see in here can only be done in PS5. 2 minutes later, it's coming out in PS4. And you could hear the screeching of 1,000 screechers from a million miles away. You're like, no, you fucking bastards! You betrayed us, you fuck! Wanker! I've never heard people get so angry since Horizon Zero Dawn got a PC port. It's a funny hour while we live in. It's fucking cold tonight, by the way. I tell you that for nothing. Anyway, this game is set during winter, so I think I'm more predisposed to love it a little bit more because I do love video games in a winter setting at winter. I'm just amazed that I've managed to resist the urge to have another file of Skyrim open. Like, that'd be the millionth one or something daft like that, you know, but Skyrim's a good game, but, you know, fuck's sake. It's been, what, nearly 10 years since it came out? 2011? 9-year-old game? Good lord, man. I feel proper old. Yeah, I feel like I'm just about to hit middle age, and oh my fuck. One more year to go and it's the gallant 40s for me. Bastard. Never mind, I don't even remember what I did in my 30s of any note worthy of worth. Nothing. Forsooth, I did like a fucking fart and floated through in my 30s. So a bit of a disaster, really. Unlike this game, where you should really get it. You can get it in 2 different machines instead of one now, so you've got no excuse. Go buy it now, even though it's really fucking expensive. What was it? I paid 70 quid, but I did get Spider-Man with it. The remaster. People are like, this should have been a free remaster. What remasters have you ever had that are free? And I'm not talking about a resolution bump and a frame rate bump. That's not the fucking same thing. This isn't an update on your Xbox One X. It makes the game play 5 FPS a little bit more. No, this is a fully remastered game. They've redone the art assets and a lot of things have changed Peter Parker's face. For some reason, make him look like Tom Holland, even like, that was never the intention. Lies. And aye, fuck it, who cares, it's a good game. You'll be hard pushed to get a more satisfying open world brawler where you can swing from building to building like a Spider-Man. Yeah? Spider-Man. Probably one of the dullest characters in Marvel, and yet he's really popular now. Some might say he's always been popular, but I really couldn't give a shit about fucking Spider-Man or Iron Man or any of those pricks. So you get bit off a spider, you'd be dead. Oh, look at that, you get bit off that radioactive dead. He just injected fucking 8 million isotopes right up his rectum. No, dead. Not mutation. Just death. Your cells would degrade and you'd bust like a fucking zit all over the carpet. Psh, fuck him. That's what happens when you get bit by a radioactive spider. You die fast. I don't know if I've ever been bit by a radioactive spider before. I don't even know if such a thing exists. How can you have a radioactive spider? Would it not be dead? How does it bite you if it's dead? Anyway, hi, let's just fucking move on, right? Jeez, oh.
Before that happens.
Hello, tiny spiders.
I'm your asshole.
Right, folks, next up on the agenda is Saints Row the Third remastered on the Xbox One, PS4, PC, Nintendo Switch. Yeah, you can get it for all these systems right now. You'll get it cheap as fuck. Brilliant game. We'll delve into it in a minute and I'll just sort of give you a wee brief history of the old Saints Row titles. Saints Row came about, what, 2008 or something like that, a while ago, right? Back in the early days of the 360, it was a GTA clone, as they would lovingly phrase it. But it was a bit more mental than that, and you could walk about with these fucking mad outfits on and just cause carnage. Like you could get it at GTA, but I always thought it was a wee bit more tongue-in-cheek, a wee bit more jokey. If James Bond was your sort of serious spy thriller, they're campy now. Austin Powers was its, campy, younger, slightly stupid, more idiot brother. Kind of the same with Saints Row and GTA. Saints Row was not to be taken seriously. GTA was your gritty, getaway, London driver type fucking, more serious title. Grittier than a gravel pitch at some high school when you're playing football and you graze your fucking knees, right? Or grittier than a sandcastle from a Star Wars movie. I don't like sand, it's cold and it gets Anakin Skywalker is a big Thor fanny. Anyway, we're talking about Saints Row the Third remastered, right? Or that's what we're supposed to be fucking talking about. I know these open world games now are a dime a dozen, thanks to Ubisoft, fuck's sake. Because that's all they make now. I was thinking about this, I was talking to my son about this, and I was like, think of all the Ubisoft games that are coming out. Every one of them's the same. They're open world. Go here, do that, liberate this, shoot that down, end the game, massive jobby. It's an open world extravaganza. It's all they make now. They don't make linear games anymore. What was the last linear game Ubisoft pushed out their sphincter? Probably one of the Rayman games, actually. But as I was saying, open world games, there's a fair few, right? So you get a lot of choice, but this is one of the better ones. This is before Ubisoft-itis struck. I mean, it actually kind of reminds me of an Ubisoft game. I'm like, this is kind of Ubisoftish. Kinda. They just copied the fucking formula, made it look, whatever, Viking, Cyberpunk, fucking dystopian shooter jobby. And then, yeah, so this is kind of, you're going to get vibes of an Ubisoft game after this. That's no volitions, folks, right? Fucking just deal with it, right? And what we need now is we've got the 3 remaster, we've got a 4 remaster. The 4 remaster came out a number of years ago. It was okay. This one's a fucking masterpiece, but the graphics, and it runs so smoothly as well. I remember playing this to death in the 360. And this is my favourite of the Saints Row titles. I mean, 2's no bad, but this is just lovely. Apart from the bit it tells its narrative, it's a bit, people get killed off screen, and I'm never a fan of that. But who cares about the characters in this game, because they're shite anyway. They're alright, but they're not brilliant. Do you know what I mean? It's like vanilla ice cream. I mean, you like vanilla ice cream, but I prefer rum and raisin. Oh, hello, daddy, rum and fucking raisin. 10 times better than your vanilla pish. I remember when I was in St Andrews as a boy and had sky blue flavour ice cream. Sky blue? What the fuck is sky blue? Sky blue! And I'm sitting here thinking, I want some sky blue, but it's all locked in. It's all went to shite. Anyway, get Saints Row 3, right? Fucking super duper alley ooper in the third day jobby scooper. Who the hell wants a jobby scooper? People that want to scoop jobby, I suppose. That's scoop it up and put it in the bin. If you're walking your dog and it does a big shite in the night, pick it up. All right, good. So some of the characters are they're iffy. I mean, you make your own in this game. You make your own in all of them. So you are Bob or Bobette or Bobina or Bobagus or whatever you want to call yourself. You can make yourself look like a guy with a really small penis, or like a lassie with a really big penis and massive tits. Massive huge tits. That's that fucking place in America, isn't it? because nobody likes to name it, so they make fun of it because it sounds stupid. Massachusetts, there you go, that's what MIT is. Fuck them up their arse. You go to a place called fucking Mid, and then you talk some amount of shit! Like me, you should be proud. So I'm hoping for a revival of the Saints Row series and the Red Faction series. That's what Volition have brought to the table. So I can remember, they've done other things, I think they did Agents of Mayhem, but nobody liked that. It's actually alright. I went back and played it again and I get right into it for like 5 minutes. But this one's far better. It's the Saints Row pinnacle, it's the top of the tree, it's the icing on the fucking cake, it's the cherry and the darts and sunny jobby, and the fucking thing is superb. You want to buy it, play it, and then just devour it all. Because if you don't, you're just a bloody weirdo, right? And it's far better than most of the games on this list now anyway, so it has to be a remaster. I like to get at least one favourite remaster a year, of which there are about several million. But this one's actually really good, and it's a huge improvement over the base game. Especially if you're playing it on console, because it just runs and it looks so much, everything's been redrawn, all the textures are super duper, it's just, it's where I want a remaster to be, and it's, when it comes to remasters, this is the sort of gold standard. I'd like all of them to be of this quality. They're not, some of them are really, really shoddy, but this one is not that, so put those fears aside. It's like, oh, this is just a cash grab, isn't it? Well, everything's a cash grab, everybody wants to make money in this industry, right? So everything they release is a cash grab to some degree. But this is good, and it comes with all the DLC. Was it Homies in Space or something like that, and Attack of the Clones or something like that. And you'll get to run about and you'll get to fly about and you'll get to do all kind of mad wrestling moves, like you can DDT people and then take their money if you do so wish. And you've got like side activities that are they're alright actually. They're no, I've always thought the Saints Row games really fell down when it came to the side activity. I think they're just okay. They're not great. But Genki Bowl's pretty good. You run about like arenas shooting people that are dressed like, you know, cans of Monster or hot dogs, and you know, it's weird, it's cool, I like it. And I like this game, and you should too, and if you don't, you have to reevaluate your life. Sod numbers, this one's this number 6. Aye, it's number 6. Welcome to number 6. God, if you've got this far, you're a trooper and you deserve a fucking medal. I really hope you've been enjoying the video so far though, so yeah. Still, here's a medal. Pretend one, right? There you go, you've got a wee gold thing, it's like a wee golden jobby in your lapel. It's a fucking smasher. Cost me nothing. So welcome to Phoenix Rising Immortals. Other way about, Immortals Phoenix Rising, right? So they renamed this from Gods and Monsters after it got a delay about a year ago. So it got put back nearly a year, which it shows the quality's there, the frame rate's smashing, the graphics are crisp and clean, and it's just a bit as Breath of the Wild as you could get, only this looks a bit nicer because Zelda Breath of the Wild suffers from, I think it's just a slightly low resolution. I can't remember what it was like 900p. I don't know if it's been up to 1080p. Not that you can really notice. Well, not that I can notice, because, well, I really don't give a fuck about things like that. But this is just a little bit sharper looking because it's 4K. So I expected it to look nice, and it does, it looks nice. But, so if you're a fan of Breath of the Wild, then this is right up your alley. I mean, this is like fucking the best of the best. It's like, it's like Greek Zelda. Yeah, or that other Chinese game, Genshin Impact. It's like, I don't really know why it's called Impact. Genshin Impact. I'd rather just call Genshin Impact. Anyway, this is from the peoples that brought you Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's not as bloated as Odyssey. I mean, this is like a nice rounded 3-course dinner, not like a fucking buffet where you're up for your 10th plate and you're like, Jesus, what's going on? There were 800 question marks just appeared out of fucking nowhere. That's Odyssey for you. Now, I like that, although it can get a little bit tedious. But then you peaks and troughs, you need to pick your battles and maybe only explore 100 of those 800 question marks in the one go. And you can do them all over time. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla suffers from this as well, suffers from the bloat. The Ubi bloat is what I might call it for now on. I probably won't, I'll probably never refer to that ever again, but I like the thought that I might, and I very well might, but there's also a chance that I won't. That's just the kind of prick that I am, and I am an absolute dauber. Anyway, let's go on with this, shall we? I mean, I'll keep saying that and I sound like I can't be arsed. It's because I can't be arsed. I'm doing this for the lols, or whatever the younglings now call it, or the Padawan learners of the day drinking their fucking Vimto or whatever pish. A Vimto spritzer please, barkeep, if they were open. So fuck that idea. Just drink Tups. Ever drank Tups? No, neither have I. Talking shite. I never drank Tups. I don't drink paint thinner, although Bucky might be considered paint thinner. I suppose it could clean a brush. Could clean a brush or an arsehole or, you know, whatever. Anyway, what have I got to say about this beast of a game that I've not already dilly-dallied around enough? It's about 25 to 30 hours. Nice, love it. There's also wee challenges to do, like there's wee things to pick up called, I don't know, Ambrosia. I thought Ambrosia was like a drink or something. I don't know what that is, but these are wee crystals. I don't really feel like drinking crystals is a good idea for your health. You can create your own wee character. It can be male or female or somewhere in between. You know what I mean? Or it could be like a fucking alien and have green skin, kind of like Saints Row actually. Told you the Saints Row thing would come back. No, I didn't, but I am now. I'm retroactively fucking saying that right now. And then you're called Phoenix, only they've spelt it wrong. It's like Fenix, then X, Phoenix. I'm just gonna call it. No, I'm not. I'm talking shit. I'm just gonna call it Immortals like every other fucking prick. So then you get thrust into this wee world, and there's this god that's went ape shit, and he's escaped from his wee tomb or his wee hut in this mountain, and it's all fiery like the Mount Doom. So much Lord of the Rings and everything, isn't it? Or is there so much Greek mythology and everything? I don't know. That's for you to decide, and for me not to care about. And then you can fly because you get wings, so it's just Breath of the Wild with a Greek paint job. Well, I think the combat's slightly better actually. I wasn't a big fan of the combat in Breath of the Wild. I mean, it's fine, it's serviceable, but the whole durability of the weapons pissed me off. Every 3 seconds your fucking sword would break. You're like, oh, I've got this really cool weapon. Snap. You're like, fuck! Now I need to use this plank of wood to take on this 16-foot armoured fucking robot thing. Nah, I could be doing without that. Breath of the Wild 2, I'm looking forward to this. This will be good. But for the love of fucking Christ, can I even just tone the durability down a wee bit so that I've got the ability to maybe fix the weapon, find a really awesome weapon, and no have a great sword, my master sword, and then 20 tree branches in my fucking pocket, okay? It's ridiculous. I'm just sort of, you know, embellishment is the, yes. So, if you're looking for a wee open world game but you're not really wanting to spend 8 million hours, this is probably the one for you. It's also more child friendly, although I think this is slightly tougher than Valhalla. It's got a photo mode and it's exactly the same as Valhalla, like exactly the same, which is good. It's also not as good because I don't think the photo mode in Valhalla is all that great. It's kind of basic, but it gets the job done, so you can work your magic with that bad boy. But this one's exactly the same, so you're going to be right at home if you've played Valhalla. Anyway, this will be the first part of 2. I will do the next part if I can be fucked, and I'll see you in the next video.